If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. So today I wanted to talk about Baby Keem a little bit because this is someone that I've been following for some time now, that I have, shown great interest in, that, y'all guys, the community has really put me on, because before, we hung out in the Discord and we're on stream, I never listened to Baby Keem like that. I of course knew about him. I knew that he was Kendrick Lamar's cousin, of course. I know that he was part of the 2020 XXL freshman class. But other than that, I never really got into his music. I was, of course, aware of Orange Soda and all that, but never the deep cuts and his whole discography. And ever since y'all really were like, yo, listen to him, go back and listen to all the stuff, some of the leaks out there, I did go back. I have now listened to, all his projects, starting from, his first Hearts and Darts, EP that, the songs were just 1 minute. Then, of course, The Sound of Bad Habit. And, 2019 saw a great year for him with Die For My Bitch, which is a record that really brought some new attention on him. As I said, it featured Orange Soda. It featured other, of his big songs. On there is Honest. On there is Apologize. Those are his biggest songs. And, of course, most recently, Do-Rag Activity had a feature from none other than Travis Scott. So Baby Keem has really established himself in hip-hop as someone, that's there and that, big artists are aware of. And that is something that really stood out in a new interview that we got with Baby Keem with Rap Pack, that dropped, today, just a couple of hours ago, actually. And on there, he reveals that he was supposed to be on What's Next, Drake's What's Next, that dropped as part of the Scary Hours 2 EP back in March, that went #1 immediately, that is now, the top Drake streamed song. And Baby Keem was supposed to be on there, which I thought was very interesting, because to see someone like Drake even reach out to Keem and, show that kind of love is of course something special. Drake is of course known for, always putting on smaller artists, but still, for Baby Keem to get this type of recognition is still something special yet. Keem says, "I just remember seeing a bunch of emojis. It wasn't even a conversation on working. It was, damn, I look up to you. Any advice I could soak up from him, I try to do that. I don't know if we'll ever work. We'll see whatever happens in the process. There's been some talks about it, but it gotta be the right record. It gotta be the right situation, the right timing." And so he says that that is the reason why he, in the end wasn't featured on What's Next. Maybe a chance that he's missed out on. We've seen, a bunch of artists kind of not come through with their Drake features. Trippie Redd was supposed to be on God's Plan. It was a huge thing that he missed out on. Rod Wave was supposed to be on Lemon Pepper Freestyle and then kind of, didn't feel quite equipped to do it. Which, I got respect for him to say, if, I'm not doing this right, then I'm not doing it at all. That's a, grown man move, but that's, of course, a big opportunity that he's letting up here. But I believe that Drake and Baby Keem will find their ways in the future. He said, "I don't know. That's just his process. I look at it like if we don't work now, we work later. Especially with someone like Drake, that's his process. I can't hate on another man's process. I do the same thing. I'm the coolest person. I can't ever be emotional about somebody's process. That's their process. You have to respect it." This, of course, is also very, mature of him to kind of, see through that bitterness that maybe he didn't get on a really big song that would have put yet even more exposure on him. But, kind of rather pull back and be like, yo, if I'm not doing this right, then I'm not doing it at all. The same thing I just said. And he trusts the process that he'll work with Drake sometime in the future again. Baby Keem is a very interesting figure to me in hip-hop because, as I said, I really was not aware of his presence or his importance in hip-hop before I really got into him. So it's not like he's there in your face when you just, because, I'm listening to a lot of hip-hop. I run a YouTube channel on hip-hop, so I'm always finding new stuff. But maybe it's my fault that I never got into him, but he's not someone that's right there at the front line of hip-hop. And when you listen to his music, if you just listen to, kind of the instrumental and the lyrics, it all kind of sounds dumbed down. It's very simplistic topics he's talking about. The beats are often very, kind of generic. But for some reason, and this is what a lot of fans will tell you, in that simplicity, in that kind of dumbed downness, that is where like the meaning of his music lies. We know that this man is not like a, shallow person. We've seen him in interviews and conversations with his older cousin Kendrick Lamar, where also like a little bit of his popularity comes from, of course, but we've seen him not be, kind of a stupid rapper. We know that he's a very reflective, intelligent person. And for example, in his 2020 XXL freshman class freestyle, that is very dark, that is very personal, and that is something that side we don't really get in his music that he's dropping, from time to time. The music is always very happy, always very shallow in theme, but that kind of makes you think about what really lies behind it. Maybe in that simplicity is where you find that meaning, where you can interpret, where you have freedom to let your, mind interpret whatever it wants into the music. And to me, that's something that, Keem does very well. We have artists like J. Cole that get straight to the point, that are like, okay, this is the problem, this is what I want to talk about, so here are my thoughts. Then we talked about this in the Discord as well. Then we have like Kendrick Lamar, who does it in a more cryptic way, in a more poetic way, where it's like, there's room for interpretation, but you still feel like the music is heavy. It's still like very thought-provoking, very just lingering in your mind. That, of course, has to do with the combination of instrumental and lyrics. But then there's yet the other example of Baby Keem, where the music is just objectively very shallow, very stupid and dumb in a way. But when you really know that he's not like that as a person, it kind of makes you see it in a different light, and that's what I've been enjoying about him. He got a Travis feature, as I just said, Do-Rag Activity. The other stuff that he's dropped so far, Hooligan or No Sense, amazing tracks as well, and I'm really excited to see where his future in hip-hop lies, because I can really see him kind of being a face of like this new generation of whatever artists, are coming up next. So I'm excited for Baby Keem. I'm like here to watch his career unfold, and I think we can all, see a great person evolving throughout that. He's only 20 years old. He has so much yet to experience in his life, so I'm all here for it. That's kind of my thoughts about this. I wanted to talk about Keem. I've been wanting to talk about him for a while now, because I've just been listening to his music a lot and thinking about that a lot. And we just got this new interview with the Rap Pack. If you want to go check it out, it's definitely worth a listen. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this. Now I want to know what you think about Baby Keem. Do you think he is on the forefront of this new generation of rap? And what do you think about his style of rapping? Let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.